Hello and welcome to episode 2 of our commentary of episode 2.
You mean part 2 of our episode 2 commentary?
Yeah, basically. So before the future. So before you were talking about my review, what were you surprised about my review for the game on SegaAddicts.com?
It just sounded a lot more positive than the grade that you gave it. You seemed to enjoy it a fair amount. There were a couple criticisms. Now I wish I had it up on here, so I could actually.
What grade did I?
it.
I gave it like a C minus or C plus.
C
yeah.
plus.
Yeah, that's above average.
Yeah, well, no, I was gonna give it a C. So that's why I was surprised because I thought we were pretty far apart on our opinions. But
I think it's not a great game, but it's good. It has a problem. It has a problem in every stage, but I think it's good enough that it's still entertaining for me to look past the problems that it has. I mean, some of the problems are fucking awful, like the walruses that freeze, which we'll see in a minute.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we'll see that. I think the last stage is where those really become a headache of this zone.
Yeah, because you have to be constantly fast, and you don't get any chances. Yeah, that's pretty cheap, I will admit.
Yeah.
Jesus. but I really like that there's no casino zone.
Yeah, but there's a theme park zone.
Yeah, it's a theme park, but it's not a
kind of
casino.
That's the thing is, like, I will, every stage, even though it's still just combining other
I like
themes
the idea.
Before in Sonic games, it's at the very least they're still as a whole they're unlike most Sonic stages. So that's
I like that. Yeah, you have oil ocean with a desert zone. That's a pretty interesting combination. Having
that one feels so much like Oil Ocean that it doesn't really even feel different.
I don't know. There's no goo in that level.
There's no goo.
There's no goo or oil.
There's oil.
Not really that much that you can. It's not like the pipey stuff that was.
You're slipping around in it.
But I guess I just couldn't look past. I think the thing with reviewing games is that every game has a glitch. There's not going to ever be a game that doesn't have a glitch or something as the creator didn't originally want. Everything has problems, but it's how far you can look past them. That's what I think a 10 out of 10 should be. Like an A plus or a 10 out of 10 doesn't mean the game is perfect in every way. It means it is a good game and it's perfect as in I can look past all of the faults. And that's what I think the idea of a perfect game is. And that's how I was reviewing this game, as I was saying, well, it obviously has a lot of issues and problems and is nowhere close to being great, but I still enjoyed the experience I had with it.
I know. I think our perceptions of what the letter grades line up to might be slightly different, because C plus is I don't even want to get into the semantics. It's not worth it.
But
it means the value of the grade. But
see why I hate letter grades or scores.
I totally understand. It's a completely arbitrary load of shit, and the fact that everybody has a different perception
I think they're useful. I want to go by this and say they're useful. And say that they can be useful.
They have a nice way of summarizing things. It's just I hate how people take them as the end-all be-all because they don't read the words to see what your perception is. Because this is proving that just by seeing the grade, it doesn't necessarily tell you everything you need to know. Because obviously, perceptions are different, and certain errors you see are more significant to you or less significant to you than they might be to other people.
Well, that's what I think, but I don't think it's. I still think letter grades can be useful just for a generalization of review. But I will admit it doesn't say some things like, if I could say it's a C plus, but please don't take that if you're, because like one of my main points of this game was that it's way too expensive for what it is. It's 1,200 Microsoft points, and that's like, how much is that? Like $15 or?
Yeah, it's $15 over here.
$15, way too expensive for this game. So, like, if there are tons of good XBLA games that are better than this, and that cost even less. That cost 800 points that you could buy instead of this. Yeah. So
And that has more value to you than it would to me. Because I mean, I do think that's horseshit, but I wouldn't let that color my grade as much as the gameplay being off. So I definitely
what do you mean?
think
Oh, you mean the price is bullshit?
price thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the thing
I
is,
agree with you. I just don't think it's that as significant to me as it is to you.
well, the thing about I think it's very significant considering how short the game is and how expensive it is and how people are gonna buy this fucking shit anyways. Because I think that for a Sonic fan, it's a good game to play. Oh fuck.
Oh man.
Oh, do you want to talk about the special stage quickly since we just bypassed that?
I like them.
You like?
Yeah, that's probably my favorite part of the game is the new special stages.
Well, they're just like the old ones. It doesn't try and pull a gimmick with them like the first Sonic 4 episode did. It's the special stages are way better than Sonic 4 episode 1's either way.
And they speed it up. They speed up the special. Excuse me, I just burped up coffee. I'm sorry.
You don't have to
Brilliant.
get that specific.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just burped up coffee and a little bit of it came up to my lips and it's just like
Oh,
wet my lips.
fuck off.
And like you could taste the bile in it too. So it's like I have like bile and coffee on my lips now. And
Right.
Just like that.
What
Now,
even
this
way-
commentary has become almost as vomit-inducing as episode 1.
Yeah, there you go.
Shut up.
Just because if episode 1 was a woman, you'd bum her.
Anyway, episode, the
Can I say
special stages-
regarding our episode 1 commentary, just quickly,
Yeah.
the contest is off. Please do not email any more.
Yeah, a
asking
new
for
contest is on. If you watch all of these, Stevie will give you a prize that's like 2 times as good as the ones from last time.
No, well,
And if
yes,
he never
I mean,
gave you a
that's-
prize from episode 1, then he'll give you a super prize. Like he'll give you a brand new game,
no,
like a
it's
copy
not.
of like
I didn't.
Prototype 2 or something.
Joke was I didn't expect anyone to email me, but they did. So you
You're
got
so
your,
used to nobody doing it when we call for it on the kids' table.
so you got your copy of Shrek 2 for PS2, Bradcal. I hope you enjoy it. What we were saying before that? Special stages.
Oh, the special stages. I like how they speed up the special stages from Sonic 2, so they do add a little bit of extra flair. They're a little bit easier, actually a lot easier than the Sonic 2 ones, because
Sonic-
Tails
yeah.
is the damn ninny hammer in this one.
Yeah, in Sonic 2, he'd just run into spikes.
He would run into spikes and he could lose your rings. By the way, that section that Sven just died at is fucking horseshit.
Yeah. This one is pretty bad, yeah.
Yeah. I hate this. It's a shame because I love this whole him being on a roller coaster thing because it totally makes sense for Sonic to be on a roller coaster, but God, it's just so frustratingly designed.
It certainly makes more sense than him being in a racing game in a fucking car.
Yeah.
Well, that's just to give him a fair chance. But I don't know, I quite like this. The visuals are very pretty in this.
Yeah, they're nice looking.
But again, regarding the price point, there are so many other good XBLA. That's a bit of a bullshit section as well. There are so many good XBLA games that I can't recommend it to any poorer gamers out there. That
Buy
If your son
Ops.
By what?
Buy
Renegade up.
Renegade Ops by Fez.
No.
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 Fuck you.
No.
You're funding an alcohol addiction.
You're adding more people to AA, Steve. What are you doing?
I am
I'm
the,
glad you agree with me, Sven.
I am the bringer of alcoholism in life. No,
It's
okay.
your bringer of something.
I don't think this Tails swimming controls any good either. I'm not sure how it was supposed to work.
Yeah, it's very hard to direct him in the way you want him to go underwater. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Oh, air bubble.
Sven, do you get this? Okay, there you go.
I never died of drowning.
But I'm amazed since those fucking walruses are a thing.
This is your second playthrough, right?
Yeah, it is.
What did you think on your first playthrough then?
Well, I thought slightly better of the game. But then
How
I
so?
noticed in my second playthrough that the bosses are kind of shit too at times.
There's the manatees, or whatever they are.
Yeah. Oh fuck. Oh yeah, you can still go.
Yeah, in this part, the really bad one is later in the level.
Yeah, at the very
Where
end.
it's just wave after. Oh fuck.
Right there, that's horseshit.
Oh, there you go. See, at least if they would have made it so you could go like multiple paths if you failed the walruses later on, then I think that would have been good.
Yeah.
It's the Tails sections where Tails has to fly you through, like you have no other option. Those, like, they, for some odd reason, they decided to up the difficulty so exponentially. It's just unbelievable. It's unfair.
Yeah.
It's unfair as well to show the surface when you can't exactly get to it yet.
Yeah, just taunting you. I do think Sega, I think part of the reason they felt the need to put so much water in this game is they're misinterpreting our hatred of Sonic water stages as nostalgia.
Yeah.
Because the dun 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 thing gets referenced so much.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good. I mean, that dun 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 thing is iconic, but I would rather have good levels than that fucking sound effect.
Yeah. I think they overinterpreted our nostalgia in general. I really wish Sonic 4 was a new game instead of just being a reference series, because Generations has done the references that I need.
Yeah.
Well, Sonic 4 Episode 1 came up before Generations, so it's safe to say that Generations was in the pipeline after.
Well, then,
I know, but
then it
episode
just
2
begs to ask if Sega knows what to do with the franchise anymore.
I think they do, because Sonic Generations was a hit.
Yeah, it is, but still, the concept was done before, and it's repeated again, even though it doesn't make any sense anymore.
But they're refining it. It started in Sonic Underground. They started a whole new style of gameplay for Sonic, and they got it right. They just had it mixed up with these awful werehog stages.
Did you just call it Sonic Underground?
Yeah, I just wanted to say I never played that game.
Sonic, fucking hell, Sonic.
You just called it Sonic Underground. In Sonic Underground, the show, they really moved the genre forward with the guitars and the guitar.
Well, he never did find his mother, so that is the sad part of that game. No, she wasn't found. He didn't keep the vow. No, Sonic Unleashed. They both got "un" in the name. Fuck off. Like Sonic Unleashed. It started a new style of gameplay for Sonic, but it still kept the 2D sections. But it had these awful werehog stages, so they improved that in colors by replacing the werehog stages with new power-ups, and then they refined it completely by just in Generations by just taking the levels and keeping them refined.
I just want to say they took out the werehog and just added something else that people didn't enjoy.
Well, I enjoyed the wisps.
Yes, but you're a strange, weird
cut
person.
you guys off. This is that section. This is that section I was talking about.
Yeah, this is... Yeah,
and the worst thing is, I missed the lamppost before that.
Oh, no!
Sorry, did you... Josh, do you like the wisps in Sonic Colors?
No.
Well, okay, I guess I am sorry. No, either way, I think that it's still refining, and in Sonic Generations, there's no external...
I think... I appreciate that they were trying new things with Sonic because they weren't sure what was going to work. And Generations just showed that they're like, let's just try and, attack the old and the new, the best of both worlds, and see what we can glean out of it. Like, It feels like it's just like throw all our ideas into one pot and see if people latch onto it. So I'm curious to see where they go after Generations. My big thing with Sonic Episode 2 is the fact that they're still going with this motif of referencing old things. It feels a little out of touch to me.
But that's the thing.
Because they've done it with 2 other games before this.
Yeah, but that's why I don't think you said, Sven, they should ditch Sonic. I think instead they should just keep refining him with each game, and then you'll have an absolutely amazing game by the end of it.
I completely disagree with you. They didn't know what to do with the franchise starting Sonic Adventure 1. They are trying so many things. Nothing really works unless they go really, really hard on the nostalgia. And everything they do besides that is failing because of new mechanics that don't fit the gameplay.
But that's why they should...
But it wasn't just the nostalgia that worked in Generations.
Yeah, in Generations, if you if you did a mod of Generations where they replaced Green Hill Zone and just painted everything one color, and it wasn't Green Hill Zone at all, it would be bland as fuck, but it would still work because it's still good level design.
Well, no. When I say
redesigned
nostalgia, I mean classic gameplay from the Genesis era. I don't mean the graphics.
No, but that wasn't the only thing that worked either. Like the 3D Sonic actually worked better than the classic Sonic stages.
Yeah.
Like those Green Hill Zones are essentially brand new stages because they're whole new designs.
Well, yes, but as soon as they put back in the wisps into the gameplay,
it gets shitty. So that's why they shouldn't add new things.
Yeah,
they should just
they were referencing the old game, and throwing in one wisp would feel out of. It would feel out of place if they didn't reference the wisps in a color stage, but almost every other stage except for maybe Crisis City worked pretty well.
But if that's the thing, if they just kept refining it, we could have a Sonic game that in 5 years is amazing because it completely refines the formula that was started in Sonic Underground.
But
I said it again, didn't I? Sonic
No, I think it was started in the Sat AM cartoon. I think that's where the real new foundations have been laid.
Yeah.
The Fox girl with no clothes on, I think she's the one that really is going to push the game forward. It's really going to matter to the future of the Sonic games.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm not talking about anything on screen. So Metal Sonic, you're on right now. What do you think of Metal Sonic in this game?
What is he doing here?
Killing you.
No. I mean, what is he doing in the game? I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Did Robotnik really wait, like... I think Sonic CD takes place after Sonic Run, right?
I think so, yeah.
I think so, yeah.
So he waited for the whole time from Sonic 2, Sonic 3, Sonic and Knuckles, and Sonic 4 Episode 1 in order to say to himself, oh, I have this robot lying around I could use against Sonic. That was kind of effective.
Well, I think this is supposed to take place after Sonic CD because there is the episode Metal.
Of course it is taking place after Sonic CD, but it has to be like 5 years because Sonic 2, Sonic 3, Sonic 4, Sonic and Knuckles and Sonic 4 Episode 1 are also taking place after that.
I think we're getting distracted with the story aspects of Sonic, and Sonic has never been...
They do make a reference in the story. There's a
this
story...
This is bullshit. I hate it.
Okay. Well, there's a story if you go to the menu in the actual game that says like they're back near Little Planet, which is where Sonic Colors takes place in. So they chronologically try to make sense of it. I do agree that Metal Sonic does feel kind of like just thrown in there. Like he has no real significance to the game, which is such an unfortunate thing because Metal Sonic is such a cool villain.
But he's never really been a villain, he's always just been a boss.
Well, no, he captures Amy in Sonic CD, which is kind of the emotional tie-in.
But no, you don't need
But
you don't need an emotional tie-in in a Sonic game.
That's what you say. Ask the furries.
Yeah, and like you guys called me out for referencing that when we were talking about it in the show. Like it's a quick 2-second scene, but at the very least, it shows him as something more than just the guy you fight occasionally.
Exactly.
He has something that you want. Like I know you don't
really
give a shit about Amy Rose. I know you don't really give a shit about Amy Rose, but it gives the character something.
Let's just say Sonic doesn't want anyone to die.
But he doesn't give a fuck about her because in the intro she's chasing after you.
He's still a hero in the 90s way, you know?
When you play, I hate to reference a Nintendo game, but when you play the first Super Mario Brothers and you find out the princess is in another castle, obviously you don't really give a shit about the princess. You want to beat the game. But the fact that you have something that you're going for, you're trying to save, is sort of this constant thing that keeps your character motivated forward. It doesn't necessarily matter if the player wants to get the princess, but it gives the character a little bit more weight.
Exactly, it's a dangling carrot.
But I don't really think that you needed Amy, because in Sonic 1 I wasn't ever questioning why I was running forward. It was just Robotnik put a bunch of animals in these machines and that's it. That's enough for me.
Yeah, you're freeing animals. That's the very same thing.
Yeah, but that means they could have just not had Amy Rose in it.
Not with a new villain.
But he's
If
not.
they hadn't, if I will say, if they hadn't had the scene in Sonic CD where he comes and steals Amy, I probably wouldn't have had as much of an issue with him popping up in this game. But I just feel like if they're gonna give him more weight in other games and then just bring him in here and be like, you know who this is, take him, I'm gonna be a little bit more put off by that.
This is actually pretty bullshit. This is your like third attempt at this boss now?
Yep.
Yeah.
What?
Well, that one move where he's blowing up the ground is horseshit.
Yeah, I didn't realize that I had to be in the background at that point. But I mean, that's an interesting idea that you go into the background at some points.
Yeah, that is interesting. But then again, that's something Donkey Kong Country Returns did.
Oh yeah, he's going back to fucking Donkey Kong Country.
Really?
That's a good game.
It's a good game, but you reference it always like it's your favorite game.
It's a jump and run classic, and it was it got a remake very recently. So this is kind of like the same situation for Sonic.
I guess, mate. Do you think Sega should outsource maybe to someone else and not to Dimps?
Well, maybe.
It's an intriguing idea.
They could give it to
wouldn't
Retro.
give that.
I mean, Retro Studios do great games.
Don't
I think
Nintendo own
kind of
them?
tied at the hip.
No.
Yeah, they're kind of tied at the hip with Nintendo. Well, they're rumored to be working on the next Star Fox / Metroid game.
That's not happening.
That
It's the
is
silliest
bullshit.
rumor I've ever heard in my life.
yeah, it sounds like a playground rumor.
Yeah. I mean, Retro did a great job with Metroid.
And
I'd love
with
to see
Donkey
what else
Kong
they-
Country.
I haven't played Donkey Kong Country, so I can't say. Actually, no, I did play. I played a demo at a Comic-Con, and I had this stupid kid that was playing with me that was going back in the level, and I was like, no, let's move forward, buddy. I was trying to be nice because his parents were there, but I wanted to smack him upside the head and get him going.
Yeah, you wanted to beat up a little kid.
Why'd you waste that banana juice, you fucking idiot?
Oh god, imagine if you were playing this game, you would have fucking loved it. I played co-op on this, by the way, and that pretty much sucks. There's a lot of lag, and they didn't really figure out how to make the second player play like Tails. Like, whenever you're not invincible like you are in Sonic 2, so you can just die, and then there won't be points. If you pretty much need the second person to stay alive as Tails.
So it's like Lost Vikings that way.
Oh, that's so much worse when Tails is actually essential to certain parts. If
Yeah.
Tails dies,
Number 4!
I know.
Fucking hell, Sven.
Well, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that move drove me. It's a shame because I actually like this boss fight other than that one move. Because I always think it's cool that they always stick with the motif with fighting Metal Sonic that you're chasing after him.
Yeah.
But I just that move is so cheap.
Now I'm trying out what happens if I constantly press A.
And is this the one where you win?
No,
Oh, for fuck's sake.
but it's still funny how far I get with it.
I wish I was watching Sonic Underground right now.
Wish I was watching Sonic Episode 1
Oh, fuck. Why do you love that game?
because it's good.
It's your
No,
favorite
it
game of all time.
Let's do another commentary of Sonic 4 Episode 1.
No.
We just argue the whole time.
Yeah, because people aren't bored of that yet.
Yeah, they're not tired of us arguing on the podcast. So.
Yeah.
Though I will say, oftentimes you get to say your argument about it, and then the next week I want to rebuttal, and you're like, no, people are tired of this.
Because they are!
So your argument gets to stand because of that.
You got the last word in those fucking conversations. I made sure of it.
Oh, Loney.
Are you actually arguing about your arguments of
Yeah.
Sonic Episode 12 during our Sonic Episode 2 commentary, really?
Yeah.
Stevie and I love our arguments. So.
Number 5!
So, what do you think that they're not making another episode?
No.
No, it was announced. Do you not want to see Sonic Episode 3?
No.
Or
I
what
don't
about?
want to see
You
Sonic.
say that as it's so
Yeah.
self-evident.
Or don't you want to see Sonic like
No,
the Hedgehog
no,
5?
I don't want it. Sonic anymore.
Wouldn't you want it on a
Stevie, come
boat?
on.
Wouldn't you want it with a fox in a box?
No!
Would you
Would
like?
would you like it on a plane?
Would you like
would
it
you
on
like
a
it-
train?
I want
train.
a third-person action shooter with Knuckles as the main protagonist.
They did that, and it was called Shadow the Hedgehog, and it sucked.
No, that's not.
I really, I've said it in several occasions, but I really think it would be a great idea to make Knuckles playable in the other games for the third game.
Yeah. Well, they tried
think I
that
could,
with Episode Metal.
They tried it with Episode Metal, but Metal Sonic isn't Knuckles, so there's a problem inherent in there. Plus, it's only 4 levels you can play him in, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's levels from Sonic Episode 1. Sonic 4 Episode 1.
And it's only 4 states. It's not even a full zones, right?
It is full zones.
No,
yeah.
no,
A
each
bit
zone is
remixed, though.
stage long. They're all
Yeah,
like
it's only one stage from each zone. Yeah. So I mean, like, I would love to play as Knuckles in the entire game. I don't know what the programming logistics would be for that, but I think that could be a really, if they're gonna keep referencing old things, because they seem very content with doing that now. I mean, that could be cool.
I think I did it.
There
did
you
it.
go.
I did it!
And
Yeah.
and you don't actually get the satisfaction of seeing him blow up.
Yup. You never do.
And you still lose. Oh, you still get hit. See, these kind of final attacks I'm not very fond of.
Yeah.
Oh,
Alright,
yeah,
we
good
made it. We made it to the second part.
Yay! Why does it get darker? That's not the video, the actual game does that.
Yeah. Well,
Weird.
anyway, see you next video.
Yeah, oh shit, we're gonna have to keep him hooked on. I'm having a
Don't
baby.
call him horse.
I'm having a baby, but whose one is it? Find out in Sonic 4 Episode 2 Commentary Part 3.
Dear
Find out if Stevie likes